And we are back. Welcome back to Overtime with Andy. And this week with Coach Soup. Coach Soup, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Hope you had a good break over the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was
Fantastic.
did
Fantastic. So
some
it's
did some
just
ski with the family.
perfect. Perfect. Although it might be in your contract that you're not allowed to ski. Isn't that a dangerous? Yeah. Okay. So wanted a midwinter update here because I was jonesing for football updates here for the Redbirds and specifically a recruiting update. But before we get into that, let's just talk about some coaching changes that we've had on the Redbird staff. Update us about that, Coach.
Yes, so departure of Kelly Dix as a full-time coach who was in charge of the D line. He's going to College Villa Maria as a kinesiologist, so we wish him good luck over there. So that gave us a huge opportunity to hire a full-time coach, and we heard that Jesse Briggs was missing football after a year far from the field. So for us, it was a no-brainer to bring Jesse Briggs back as our second full-time defensive coach and linebacker coach. So very happy to have Jesse back with us. Michael Vlaogenis is gonna coach the defensive line. He was supporting Khalid actually last year, so it's a smooth transition for him. Equipment manager Dave Dufresne is not with us anymore. Braden Pang is taking over. Braden was already helping the team also last year. Offensively, no change at all. And defensively, the only missing piece as we speak is the defensive back coach. Max and I spoke about that not later than yesterday, so we're on the ball for this.
Perfect. Perfect. And as you mentioned, defensive backs, let's start there with our roster overview here, our recruiting update. On our last pod, excuse me, last pod we did, November 6th, it was postseason. It was you predicting Université de Montréal would win it all, I think, and they did. And oh no, you didn't predict them. You just predicted an RSEQ team would win. That's right. And so we talked previously about players that were leaving, players that were possibly staying, players that were possibly coming back. Now we're on to the recruiting side of things. And as you just mentioned, your search for a DB coach. Let's start with the DBs. And because DBs are, that's where the players are. So DBs, we've already had a bunch of commitments. Brian Million, Malachi Jacob, Joseph Kornblit, Xavier Faber, Zachary Michaud, Eli Mackley, Matthew Saleh, and Luke Roy. All have committed. So I'm going to have a bunch of recruits in the DB room, coach.
Yeah, that's probably the position that we were feeling that we needed to improve the most. Also, a position where we had a couple of key guys leaving the program, as we spoke last time. So for us, it's probably but it is the biggest quantity of recruit so far this year. We will probably remain the position with the highest number of recruit. So yeah, very happy with what we have. And then if you look at the list, there's a good mix of CJEP players with also guys that are playing in the States. So that's like some younger guys, including in that category. So Brian Millier, of course, is a big name. That's a guy that was recruiting basically everywhere in Quebec. Still is looking maybe for NCAA. So we'll see for Brian. He's a very good player, top corner coming out of this CJEP class this year. Very good player from Vanier. Those two defensive backs from McAllen, Tennessee, are very good too. Malachi Jacob, Joseph Coramblit. Of course, McAllen is a good program, so we usually we see good grades coming from those kids, which is a good fit with McGill. So happy to have those two. Couple of CJEP guys like Faber and Maxley are going to arrive at a older age a little bit. Those guys had a good CJEP run, and a couple of younger guys like Zach Michaud, Mathieu Saleh, and Luke Roy, also coming at 18 or 19 years old in 2026, which is what we're trying to do. So we have a roster of 100 players. Everyone is dressing 70 to 75 players. So we try to have like probably a 20 to 25% of the team that is younger guys because we know that those guys are going to develop. Those guys have potential. You're addressing an average of 70 to 75 players a year. So that's why sometimes when we feel that the talent level at the CJEP level is not high enough or not deep enough, we're not scared to go out of province or in the US to make sure to aim for guys that we see that have good grades, which is often the case, and also a good athletic abilities, and also good potential.
Yeah, we'll touch on that a little bit later, as we'll touch on McCallie a little bit later when we go to the offensive side of things. Let's go to the linebackers now. We got Emile Pouliard coming in, Edwin Senatus, Justin Forge, and Christophe Roy. All Quebec guys looking strong at linebacker recruiting.
Yeah, so Poulard, I think you missed one. We had Poulard, Senatus, Justin Fogg, and what is it the
Forge
four names that
and
you named?
Christophe Roy?
Yeah, okay, so
Four?
four names. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There you go. So yeah, so once again, like I'll start with probably Emile Poulard and Senatus were probably the guys that were the most recruited in Quebec. Those guys are very solid. I like Justin Fogg also, saw him play personally in Quebec City. Kid is a dog, and that Limoilou defense is usually always very bad. That team is always usually very physical. So we like that swag, we like that mindset. And Christophe was also doing very well at Hansik in Division Three. So compared to last year, as you can see, it's a smaller numbers because that's a position that we recruited a lot of guys last year. But it's an important position because yes, you can play defense, but we definitely need those guys on special teams, and this is an area that we are trying to get better. So we were looking for guys that have that mindset, that attitude, that likes to tackle, likes to run down the field, and there's a couple of good guys in that group for sure.
Perfect. And last but not least, the D line, the big boys, Raphael Baudouin and Oshman Tunkura out of John Abbott. Shout out
Yeah,
to John
yeah,
Abbott.
yeah, absolutely. So D line, just like linebacker, we kind of had the big numbers last year coming in. So for sure, it's going to be a smaller number this year. We're not done at that position as we speak, so we're also waiting for a couple of answers. But Raph Baudouin is a guy that we've been looking at for a while. Great McGill fit, great student. He's got that size that is very interesting, and we can develop for long term. And Oshman also kind of a guy that played also tight end when he was a younger guy, but so we're looking at him running right now and lifting weights, and it was okay. This guy is a freak. So that Oshman has got a good potential, a younger player a little bit there in terms of experience, but we definitely see the athletic ability long term.
Love it. And speaking of big boys, let's go over the offense, and we'll start with the O line. Oh, just one commit so far, Olivier Desgagnés. Um, are
Yeah, so
you finished there or?
no, we're not done at that position yet. It was a very thin class offensively on the O line. I mean, in Quebec, numbers, but also academic sometimes. So
Yeah,
Olivier is a guy that I know for a while. Coming from a top program, which is Division One Bold Champs CNDF. I coached Olivier at the Team Quebec level, so we have that relationship going on for a while. Great student. So he's been a starter for CMDF for a while. So that's a guy that we were happy to have. Other guys that we had on top of our board at that position. I think we have two that went to the NCAA, right? So of course, when you lose against a Division One team, it's tough to compete. So we're happy for those guys, and we wish them an happy career over there. But we're not done at that position yet. We're speaking with guys that mostly played in the US last fall. So not done at that position.
perfect. Okay, and lining up right on the line as well as our receivers. So we've got Olivier Jean, James Riddell, Hubert Drouin, and Joshua Dabrowski. Talk a little bit about them, Coach.
Yeah, so very happy with that position group. Those guys are all talented, and those guys we had to fight. The vast majority of them we had to fight with teams like Laval and Montreal to win them, and they choose McGill, so we're really happy. That's a position that we also felt that we need like to bring more talent and more competition. at the end of the day, it's three down football, right? So you need to be able to make plays in the air as much as possible. If you look also at the size of those guys, I don't think there's a guy that is under 6'1" also. So it's a pretty big receiver group. Guys like Dwayne Dubrovsky can definitely also bring a physicality in their game. Guy, Olivier Jean is a fast guy coming back from an ACL injury, but it can be really dangerous with his speed. And James Riddle can do it all. Like he was in my opinion, probably the best receiver at John Abbott for already 2 years, right? So someone that I liked a lot, right? So we're very happy at that position.
Love it. Need the big boys at the skill positions too. So running back, we got Tristan Perdido and Johnny Skrulakis, again out of
Yeah,
John Abbott.
absolutely. So yeah, running back, of course, with Jerry Momo in the house, it's not a position that we wanted to recruit like 25 guys. And Tristan is fitting for me a category where, as I was mentioning, younger guy that we can develop. He's got talent. We got that Vancouver College connection. It's a great school. I have a good relationship with Coach Brian Chu over there. So that's kind of a natural fit between Vancouver College and McGill. So really happy that Tristan is on board with us. Johnny is also a great athlete. And it's a guy that had to change position over the years. He was the all-star quarterback at the Division 1 level, playing high school 3 years ago. Went to Vanier, transferred to John Abbott. Guys that we see that can contribute on special teams also with us because he's a big guy. So we like that. We like the potential there, no doubt.
That's exciting, bringing in athletes. Um, and finally at QB, I said we'd get back to McCallie. We got Trey Walker from Falmouth and Elliot Repo out of McCallie.
Yeah, so very happy. Those two guys were very high on our board. That's another class that we felt in Quebec that was in the CJEP level that was not very deep. So we had to look at guys that were playing outside of the province, and we were able to lend those two guys that are very talented. Now, as everyone know, Éloi Latendresse Régimbal played his fourth season in 2025. Is eligible for the CFL draft, upcoming CFL draft. Who knows what's going to happen with him? Is he going to get draft or not? I'm pretty sure he's going to get draft. Is he going to stay on the team? Then honestly, your opinion is my values my opinion in a sense that nobody really knows. So we'll see. So we even if he's coming back, like we kind of had to start thinking about the future of that quarterback room because Elo has been the sheriff for multiple years. So now looking at that crew right now, I think we have four quarterbacks that are two of them are 20 years old. Elliott is 19, Trey is 18, and so that's a pretty young group with a smart group with a lot of talent. So we're excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a good competition base down there too.
Definitely.
Yeah, speaking of these young guys out of McCallie and Falmouth, you touched on it briefly before, but before we get off the recruiting topic, let's take 2 minutes to talk about how we're fortunate in the sense that McGill versus some other RSEQ schools does have a bigger pool to choose from in terms of the U.S. prep schools and also CJEP players, of course. But talk to that a little bit, Coach, about.
Yeah.
Uh,
So for us, when you look at the rules that we have right now, there's a limit of 100 players, and as I was mentioning earlier, you look at every team in the league is going to dress probably an average of 70 to 75 players a year, right? So for us, when we're looking at that first, because CJEP will always be the priority, of course. That's a no-brainer there. And as you can see on the roster right now, it's a majority of CJEP players, and that's going to remain. Now, it's not like CJEP all the way, in a sense that if we feel that if we're happy with what we have at the CJEP level, we'll probably stay at the CJEP level at a specific position and not really go outside too much. But if as soon as we feel like that we're not happy or the first tier of player like those top players of CJEPs are not at our standards, then instead of recruiting like a second tier CJEP guy that would probably be at the bottom 25 of that roster, this is where we start to look outside. So is there someone out of province? Is there someone in the US that we can recruit that will be one, if not two, maybe sometimes 3 years younger than, let's say, a fourth year CJEP player graduating, right?
Mhm.
So for sure, at the specific moment, that kid that you recruit out of province or in the US might not be ready to play right away. So he might be in the bottom 25 of the roster year one. But the thing that I've saw over the years, if those guys usually will progress a lot faster, and it's easy to understand because they're younger, right? So they're not like much physically they can grow bigger, they're gonna get faster. So when we feel that there's a high potential for a kid, then we're like, hey, that might be a better option for us than recruiting a CJEP guy that we're like, we're bringing him in a bad spot where we don't think that down the road he's gonna be able to touch the field too much, right? So that's the strategy that we have right now. That's what we're trying to do. And like you said, it's not every team that can do that in our conference and even in a country because we're lucky. We have that McGill brand, right? So
Yeah.
that academic reputation. Every time that we speak to an American family, they already know about how great the school is. They usually know that Montreal is also a great city. So that's
Two
two things
boxes
that are, yeah,
checked.
two
Yeah.
boxes checks for us right away. And then we just need to coach them up about what is football in Canada, which is not something that they know all the time, right? So for us, we see that, hey, that top 70, 75 players are going to be the ones that we need to dress week in, week out, knowing that we can dress 52, but with the injuries and guys winning spots, losing spots, and stuff like that, that's going to move from 70 to 75 guys a year. But we want to make sure that bottom 25 is guys that we like the potential that we see down the road becoming really good players at our level.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, the bigger pool is, of course, balanced out by McGill's academic standards, which are, you know, it's
Yeah,
tougher to get into, obviously, but
yeah.
we got a huge pool out there, and you guys are exploiting that. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. The reality is, like sometimes we're gonna like a guy at the CJEP level that simply can't get in, right? And he's
Yeah,
gonna end up, and even if he's calling us or begging us to get him in, we can, right? So that he's gonna end up elsewhere, and that's totally okay, right? So we're not asking. McGill would not be McGill if suddenly instead of oh, you need a 29-hour score to get in business, but hey, we're gonna get you in with your 22 or 23. Like that doesn't work like that. And
doesn't
McGill is
happen.
McGill for a reason, right? So we respect that, and that's our job as a staff to adapt our recruiting strategy with that.
Outstanding recruiting update, coach. Thank you. Before we go, let's talk about some important dates. And you give them to me, and I'll run a high tech sort of update on the screen. But the first one we got is spring camp. When does the spring camp go?
So we have winter practices starting March 13th. So three Friday mornings in a row at Saint Leonard in the dome at Saint Leonard on the east part of Montreal. So March 13, 20, and 27. And then we'll try to be probably on Molson early April, April 3rd, 10, and 15. And the spring camp is going to be from April 30, which is the last day of exams, to May 4th. So
So
that's the game plan that we have
April,
right now.
April
April
30,
30 to May 4th. Yeah. So from
May
the I
4th.
think there's a Thursday to Monday, which is kind of weird, but we're allowed to have five days in a row as a spring camp, use sports rule. And
Okay.
our exams are finishing on the Thursday, so that's why we can really start before to avoid conflicts.
Okay. So I hate to go high tech on you, but April 30 to May 4, yeah, spring camp. And yeah, the Zoom's not helping me here. Okay, perfect. So April 30 to May 4, mark your calendars for spring camps. Next is McGill 24,
Yeah,
um, which is huge for the fundraising side of things. Give us the details with McGill 24, coach.
yeah. So as we speak, we have two big fundraising activity at the moment. So of course the locker room that we spoke about last fall, that thing is moving on well. Vincent Gagné is doing a tremendous job to raise that money, which is probably more for the biggest donors for sure. And now
Grow the
McGill
nest.
24, yeah, grow
Yeah,
the nest. Now McGill
perfect.
24 is more adapt for like a bigger pool of donors. Like there's like a small donation doesn't exist for us. Like whatever you guys can do is helping us at $10, $20, $100. So the way it works on McGill 24 is going to be March 11. Any dollar that you give up to 1,000 will be partially matched by the university, depending all what is the total of all the crowd fundraising activities that's going to go that day. So that's only on McGill on March 11th. So if you give March 10, there's no matching from the university. If you give on March 12, there's no matching from the university. So on March 11th, whatever you give is going to be matched up to $1,000. So just to give you guys an idea, we had around 250 donors the first year, giving us around 100K. Last year, more smaller donors. So we were 350 giving around 100K, which is probably like it's the goal for us. It's to try to
Sure.
improve and grow that number of donors.
Huge.
So hey,
Yeah.
I would say like, can we go to 400, 450, 500 this year? That would be amazing. And that money also helps to pimp a little bit the operation budget that we have. So if we decide to go, if we play at 1 p.m. in Quebec City, then that money is going to allow us to go there the day before,
Right before you.
like dinner for the guys, hotel rooms, breakfast for the guys, and then play a game just like the pro would do it, right?
For
But
sure.
that those things cost a lot of money. Only for a trip in Quebec City, we can speak about $15,000 for to bring the team over there.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's we're trying to like whatever the operation budget can't cover as we speak, we try to use that fundraising account to make the difference there for the guys, gear, like and stuff like that. So there's multiple things that we can do with that money.
Awesome. Awesome. So donations anytime are awesome, but
Yeah,
specifically March 11th, everyone, friends of McGill football, mark your calendars. March
yeah,
11th.
yeah.
That's McGill
So
24 day.
the crowdfunding page is not up yet, and we do that on purpose to avoid the mistakes or to
Early
give
donations that
too soon or
which
too
might
late
not
or
be
whatever.
matched.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So I think it's going to be up probably 2 weeks before March 11th. We'll probably put that in our bio on social media and stuff like that, and we'll try to communicate as much as we can with our alumni base to get some help.
perfect. And speaking of the alumni base, friends of McGill football, last important date to mark your calendars with University of Toronto exhibition game.
Yes. So we're very happy to once again be playing U of T this year. Shout out to Coach Adams that came at McGill last fall. So now we will probably, it's still not confirmed yet, but we're looking, Coach Adams and I, for an exhibition game at noon on August 22nd, which is a Saturday. So now the plan that we have would be to bring the team the day before and probably try to organize some kind of a 5 à 7 or event with our alumni chapter over there
August
for
21st.
August 21st.
Awesome.
Probably like I said, is it a dinner? Is it a 5 à 7 or something like that? We'll probably be traveling the team the Friday morning. It probably like hopefully in train if we can. That would be cool for the guys. Probably run a little walk short practice the day before. Then maybe some event with the alumni base, and then kick off at noon on the 22nd, and then train back to Quebec City to Montreal. So that's the goal that we have as we speak. Not confirmed yet. We're waiting for a confirmation from the UFT side, but this is how it looks so far.
Love it. Okay, so tentatively book Friends of McGill Football, book your calendars for August 21st evening, probably,
Yeah,
Cassette, we're talking
yeah,
about. And
yeah,
then the next day, August 22nd, their
yeah.
noon kickoff likely.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Coach, can't thank you enough for this. It's fantastic. I love getting the updates on the recruiting and all the good news that's happening. So thank you very much for doing this. I'm Andy
Thank you,
Brookman,
Andy.
and that's Coach Alex Ciprianet. Have a great
Thank you.
day. Thank you.
Bye bye.